Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today I want to speak about Space Hulk Deathwing again, who would have thought, but this time I want to speak about my experience within the open beta. I was lucky enough to get into the closed beta, and obviously since I pre-ordered the game I got into the open beta as well. So I just want to discuss my experiences, give my feedback, and talk about some of the things that I've been reading about on the Deathwing forums and from other social media aspects and stuff like that about the game. So let's jump in and let's get started. So where to begin? Probably the best place to begin is how I actually felt about the actual beta experience itself. Like I said, I was a part of the closed beta, which I really enjoyed, and I was a part of the open beta, which I really enjoyed even more since a lot of changes were made. But all in all, as you probably already saw my videos and my reactions and stuff, I'm completely in love with this game. And one of the main reasons why I am in love with this game is because I am a huge Warhammer 40,000 fan. I'm a fantasy fan and stuff like that, but Warhammer 40,000 is where my passion lies. Any game that normally comes out within the Warhammer 40,000, I'll probably take to. Obviously, I have criticisms about certain games, but let's not get into them at this stage. But yeah, this game for me was a complete eye-opener. It was probably everything I've nearly ever wanted out of a 40k game. Just playing this mission, I know this may sound absolutely absurd to some people, but just playing this mission, this game fulfilled so much for me. I know it was only, like I said, just one chapter, but the game fulfilled so much of my longing for what I've been waiting for the actual 40k game. And what I mean by that, it was a lot of these games that have come out recently, even though they've been, quite good games, the mechanics have been very good, they've had good team-based systems and stuff like that, they haven't really caught the essence of Warhammer 40k for me, and that is that grim, dark feeling. You're in a universe where everything's basically death, everything's dying. There is just eternal war. There's just eternal battle. There is no happy ending. There's basically you survive or you die. That's it. That's as far as it goes. You survive or you die. Even if you win, you're probably gonna die at the end of that. So that's 40k for me. And this game caught the atmosphere. Like when I was walking around the Space Hulk, just walking around it, I wasn't concentrating on the mobs or anything like that. I was just walking around, and my head, well, my player character's head was more or less up, just looking at the ceiling and like the pipes and stuff, because I was just thinking to myself, this is a 40k game. This is caught the atmosphere of 40k perfectly. You can just tell as soon as you load up into this game that the developers themselves are fans of this genre. Just look at the models next time you play. Just look at the details on the models. Look at all the little engravings, like on your armor, or the engravings on your helmet. This text on your helmet. I spent like just 20 minutes just looking at models. Of my friend's models on the mission, just zooming in and just reading all the stuff. There's so much detail that a normal person would miss, but for me as a 40k fan, it's a dream come true. I don't know if you've saw my previous video about when I explored the Space Hulk, but that video for me was one of the funniest things I've ever created, because I'm walking around this Space Hulk, and you can tell that there's so much love, there's so much passion just gone into this one mission. May I say, this Space Hulk is not the entire game. This is just one chapter that we got to play. There's other ships. There's going to be other Space Hulks a part of the missions and stuff. Personally, I cannot wait to play the Black Templar one, because I'm a huge Imperial Fist fan, and Black Templars are like my go-to chapter for the Imperial Fist when they're around. So I'm probably just going to lose my senses when I go around and do an explore of that ship. But like I said, making that video, for me, it was one of the funnest experiences, because I was going around and I was finding so small details that a normal person would just think, oh, that's cool. But for me, it was just like, wow, that is awesome. Me and my friends, we stopped playing. Well, I'm not saying stop playing the game. We stopped fighting mobs, and we were just going around just reading the purity seals. We were just going around reading the purity seals on wherever they were, because the purity seals had like prayers on them and stuff like that. And this is the level of detail for a 40k fan like myself, which I want to see in a game. And I haven't experienced that kind of detail before in a 40k game. I know a lot of you will have probably realised that over the past couple of years, we've had a ton of Warhammer games come out. Because I remember when I started Vigil Mortis, I started it, I think it's going on nearly 4 or 5 years now. This was when DMO was announced, and I thought, you know what, I'll make a guild and see how it goes, because that game looks pretty cool. That game crashed, and then for like 2-3 years we had no game to play. There was just no 40k content out, and then like 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, it just exploded onto the scene with all these 40k licenses. You'll probably see now if you go to like on your mobile, there's loads of mobile games. There's more and more games coming out. Obviously, that's a direction the board of directors have took. But for me as a 40k digital gamer, this is like the golden era for us now. This is like the great crusade of 40k gaming. Even though the majority of the games that are coming out are not amazing, I'm still happy that we're getting the content of games coming out. And when you think about it, there's always got to be, let's say, a diamond in the rough. And for me, this is the diamond in the rough, this game. Now, obviously, my opinion is that I'm coming from the viewpoint that I'm a huge Warhammer fan, you know. So people may say, yeah, but you're blinded by, you know, your fanboyism of the game, and rightly so, you know. I'm not going to argue with that. I have my fanboy goggles on fully for any 40k game, so I'm not going to argue with that. I try to see the best out of every 40k game as I possibly can. But let's talk about the actual gameplay aspect in the game, because I know a lot of people are not 40k fans, and that's okay, you know, not everyone's perfect, and they're coming from this as a gameplay like viewpoint, saying, okay, this game doesn't really offer me that much. And I think you have to step back and just look at what this game is. Like I've seen like a lot of people commenting, saying like this game, oh, it's just a Left 4 Dead clone, or it's a crappier Left 4 Dead. Now, I've never played Left 4 Dead, so I can't really speak about Left 4 Dead. But I will speak about another comment I've saw, which is they basically said it's Vermintide 40k. Now, for me, I don't think the developers have ever stated that it's going to be anything different than you go on a Space Hulk and you fight Xenos, or hopefully maybe some Fallen in the later missions. Who knows? And yeah, you just go in and purge, and there's a story to it. For me, I'm completely on board with that. I know a lot of people are going about the replayability, but at the moment, I'm not really thinking too much about that. I just want to get through the campaign. I want to experience the multiplayer levels. For me, as and my community, what we tend to do, we tend to play these games like on all the difficulties and get the most out of it. As you saw from my explore video on sorry, I'm stuttering, the explore video that I did on the Cadian ship. There's so much content to offer where I think I'm just going to be attached to this game, just walking around and just looking at all the little details and making videos and content and all that kind of stuff about it. But for the average person, they're probably sat back thinking, well, what does this game offer me? And I can get on board with where they're coming from, saying, well, you know, well, there's no level progression system. There's no, your character doesn't really mean that much to you. And hopefully, maybe the devs will take that on board and come up with something different. Maybe they'll add something in future content patches and stuff like that. Because if there's one thing that this team does right, is that they do listen to the feedback. And I'm not just saying this. I'm not just trying to ride them into the sunset to say, but I was in the closed technical alpha test, and there was a ton of feedback given towards the developers. Like, for example, the Apothecary. The Apothecary used to work where you basically just used to melee someone. You just used to hit him over the head with your with your melee button, and you healed them. And now a lot of people is like, oh, well, that doesn't feel very, good, it's, I'm just going around meleeing my own guys, and they listened to that, for example, and they added the button where you basically have to go up to someone and press 1 to heal them. And I know that's may not be something extraordinary and mind-blowing to some people, but, it points back that the developers are listening to the feedback that they're getting, and they're trying to make the game the best possible game they can for not only them but for us as well. So I I would say to people, if you've got any issues at all, just head over to the Deathwing forums, right, and just leave your feedback. You know, no one's got to hound you out and stuff. Just leave your honest feedback on how you would like the game to be, or maybe some change in the game. And I'm sure the developers will give it a read, and they'll either respond or maybe try and work something out. And you know, that's how great games are made. It's feedback, and it's getting on the level playing field where we can all come to an agreement and trying to get the best at the game. And at the end of the day, the people who are going to be winning are us, because we're going to get a great 40k game, which I think everyone wants. Now, another thing that I've read on the forums, and this has been a slight problem for me. I think I'm one of the lucky ones where the games actually perform well for me, is that the actual performance of the game. Now, I know a lot of people were experiencing a load bug where the game was taking forever to load in. A lot of people were experiencing crashes. Don't get me wrong, I had my fair share of crashes, but again, I've sent the feedback into the devs. Hopefully they'll get it fixed for the 9th. I think one of the main reasons why they stopped, they cut down on the beta yesterday. Well, I think it was today actually. Oh, late yesterday, was because they didn't want any more reports coming in, because they wanted to start working on the reports they've already received for the game optimization and stuff like that. So I think that there is their biggest hurdle to tackle, and I think if they do tackle that hurdle, then I think a lot of the feedback will start to become more positive for the game, because gameplay mechanics and stuff like that can be fixed within a patch, where as performance and crashes and all that other kind of stuff, you know, it takes a fair amount of time to work out what's going wrong on certain systems and stuff. So hopefully they'll get all that sorted, because the last thing you want is to release this game on the release day and have the majority of the people buying it not able to play it. You know, to have issues, to have crashing issues, because all that's going to do, which we've seen in other Warhammer games, is that it leaves a huge pile of negative feedback, and then that negative feedback is like an endless cycle of death, where it basically just kills the game off. And you know, and if you don't have people buying into the game, and there's money coming in from the game, then there's no more content going to be made for the game, because you know, no sane company is going to invest money into a dead product which is not seeing a return of profit. So hopefully the developers will have all that fixed. Here's me hoping they do get it fixed, because like I said, I experienced a fair share of crashes with the game, but on the whole I was very lucky. I know people will probably post in my comments about, you know, when I stream the game, I was running at 2560 by 1440, everything on maximum. You know, view distance on maximum, everything was maxed out. I have a 980 Ti card, maybe that's why I was getting the best out of it. But yeah, touch wood, I really didn't have that many problems with the actual open beta game. But like I said, I was probably just one of the few lucky ones. Hopefully some of the problems that were happening to a lot of people do get fixed, and it is a fully functional, you know, well, I say fully functional, obviously every game's got to have problems on launch, but you know, let's get some of the biggest problems fixed and out the way, so people can enjoy the game as much as they can when it comes out on the 9th of December. Okay chaps, that is it from me. This is the end of the video. Yep, this is my thoughts and opinion. Well, it's probably my opinion. Well, it is my opinion on the game. I hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, this is my opinion. Please don't take it to heart if you disagree. You know, if you do, if you've got a complete different opinion, hey, you're welcome to it. That's the beauty of life. And well, unless you're in 40k life, and you'll probably get shot in the head by an Inquisitor. But that is a whole nother tale for another day. But anyway, yep, I'll be seeing you all. Oh, right before I go, if you guys are interested, we have a new Discord server up now. The link is in the description. I'm becoming a bot now. Yep, I've set up a Discord server since a lot of people wanted that. I have no idea how Discord works. I'm still learning, so please bear with me. I have a couple of cool moderators on there, Jammy and Elixir, who are helping me out. So yep, come over to the Discord server and have a chat. We've got like all tabs and stuff for certain games you can type in, and we can discuss stuff and talk about how bad the orcs are and how glorious the Emperor is and stuff like that. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you have a good day, and hope you enjoy the rest of the week. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all soon. Bye bye.